Hello and welcome back to the 2025-2026 school year. This is your principal, Miss Howard, and I'm so happy to see you back. Our agenda today, our first point of business is an overview of our community along with our infographic. Then we have a data deep dive. We're going to discuss family engagement and some strategies that we can employ to ensure that we are engaging all families. We are going to look at some inclusivity strategies to make sure that we are being inclusive and honoring all accessibility requirements for our school. We're going to look at the uses of our strategies, and then we're going to look at how we can better communicate with our families. Here is our infographic. So we are looking at the information about our community, the needs, priorities, values, and virtues, and how this relates to character education. So looking at our infographic, we are Kempton Elementary. We are the home of the Kempton Cougars. We have 350 students from pre-K to 5th grade. We have a staff ratio of 19:1, so there's 19 kids to 1 staff. We have a very diverse population of 95% African American children, 2% white, 2% Latino, Latina, and 1% Asian Pacific Islander. We also are a Leader in Me school following our 8 habits. We also use pause. You know what pause means. Personal best, act responsibly, work together, and show respect. We are part of the Saginaw Public School District. After they finish here at Kempton in 5th grade, they'll go over to Thompson Middle School or Saginaw Middle School. Then they'll go up to high school at SASA, the Career Complex, or Saginaw United. We have many resources available to our Kempton families, such as the Great Lakes Bay Health Center to provide free wellness checks for all of the kiddos. Make sure you're passing out those forms that I've provided you. And then food banks are always open around the area. We will have resources to hand out to parents as well. Making sure that, especially looking at our Leader in Me and pause habits, this is helping our kiddos become amazing leaders and really enhancing their character education. So we're going to have a deep dive on Leader in Me later today. Okay, how are we going to use data to further our school? So we are going to begin using monthly meetings to make sure that we are always on top of our data and making sure that we are always going to be able to find out our next steps for our data. Then we are going to be sending out surveys so that we know how specific resources are working and how you guys are liking them. Because if you don't like them, we're not going to use them. If they're not showing results, we're not going to use them. But in order to know that, we have to have the data and we have to have the results. Then there's going to be a data action team that's going to go over the academic, resource, enrollment, and other data to make sure that we are doing the best that we can for all of our students. Some family engagement strategies. So the first one that we need to do is recognize that families are partners. So recognizing that the families we have in our school are partners and not just bystanders will help increase our engagement by tenfold. I was looking at an Ed Reports article for a strategy for family engagement, and it said that quality family engagement begins with the belief that families are an asset and they have a lot to offer, and if empowered with the right information, can be real partners as schools to work and prepare students. So we need to make sure that we are using families as partners. They are here to help us. We are here to help them. It is a two-way street. So we need to make sure that we are actively engaging with our families. The next one is active listening. So sometimes our parents get really frustrated because we're not listening to them. We think that we're right all the time, and you know what? We're not. So we need to be able to listen to these families and their concerns because they do have valid concerns. Another strategy from Ed Reports is stating that oftentimes the best approach starts with learning from as many voices as possible. When we are listening to these families speak, we are able to get as many opportunities to hear different viewpoints as possible, and they will help us. And our third family engagement strategy is making communication accessible. So when families are able to communicate with the school, they can share their great ideas. They can reach out about their concerns, and they can come and help the school, and we need volunteers. But we need to make sure that when we are being culturally responsive, we are building bridges to families, and we've learned that some of the ways of communicating are better than others. So we need to make sure that we are an open communication school for our families. Inclusivity in our school. So a couple inclusivity strategies. The first one is being culturally understanding. We are in a very diverse area with many diverse students and families, and we need to make sure that we are respecting the cultural differences of our students and families. As we do this, we need to be responsive and have open communication with all families to avoid any misunderstandings due to a genuine misunderstanding of their culture. A strategy from Illinois State University is being aware of cultural differences, and being aware of these differences can open up a world of possibilities for our students and families to learn about other cultures. According to Illinois State, getting to know students, encouraging conversation, using diverse curricula, promoting a positive learning environment, navigating sensitive issues, using the right language, and providing a variety of avenues for student participation leads to a better understanding of all families and students. We are going to be inclusive by making sure that we are going to actively understand what these families are going through, what rights they have, and what cultural differences they have. And then make sure that we are an accessible school. So we're going to be doing a deeper dive later about making sure that our school is accessible and following all accessibility laws for students that may have physical disabilities. Any kind of disability that makes them have a harder time getting into our school, we need to stop that. How these improve our character education. So by using specific strategies to improve upon character education, along with building upon the values and virtues of our school, is so important for raising the next generation of children. Using these strategies of open communication, being inclusive, and ensuring students have the right to learn about each other and their cultures, we will be enhancing their character education, which makes them be better humans. You know, that's one of my favorite phrases, become good humans. Some communication strategies that I need us to keep on using with our families. We need to be utilizing Class Dojo. We are able to communicate with families in one area, one app. And we can use Class Dojo and have the parents sign up so we can have that open communication with them. We are also able to translate on Class Dojo. So if we have any students and families that do not speak English, we can translate to their language on Dojo. I'll be sending out phone blasts weekly for any school updates, to make sure that all parents, if they do not have access to Dojo and they have a phone number, are able to listen to hear what is going on. And then we're also going to be utilizing newsletters still for parents that are not able to use the phone or use Class Dojo. We'll have newsletters with all the information for all of our classes, along with the info for any events that we have throughout the school. Thank you.